Good day, fellow Gooners, ladies and gentlemen. I hope everyone's doing well today. We've got some excellent news coming our way this morning. Things have been progressing overnight for some top players. We've been linked with another nice defender, centre back, and another wide player. So let's get into it together. Fabrizio Romano shares update on Arsenal move to sign Eberechi Eze from Crystal Palace, according to Give Me Sport news publication. Fabrizio Romano shared an update on Arsenal's move to sign Crystal Palace star Eberechi Eze in his exclusive Give Me Sport newsletter. The Gunners are looking to strengthen their forward line after a third consecutive runners-up finish in the Premier League under Mikel Arteta, while they also made it to the Champions League semi-finals before an eventual defeat to PSG. I actually think we played quite well against PSG. We missed a good few chances that if we had a striker, I'm pretty sure we could have scored at least one or two more goals, which would have made the tie much more exciting. Anyway, back to the article. Several names have been linked with the move to the Emirates Stadium, with Eagle star Eze the latest, and Romano has now shared an update on the situation. Arsenal keen on Eberechi Eze, but nothing is advanced as yet. Gimme Sports sources revealed on Thursday that the Gunners have added Eze to their list of options for the left-wing role, with his £60 million release clause proving to be good value in the current market. When asked about how serious the North London club's interest is in the England international, Romano shared that there is nothing advanced currently. He's been discussed internally, but same for more players at the winger position, but nothing advanced yet. Typical Arsenal. Always twiddling their thumbs. Eze has a release clause. They can be paid in 3 installments, and Arsenal are keen on the former Queen's Park Rangers man, while Tottenham Hotspur are also showing an interest as they look to strengthen Thomas Frank's squad. The 26-year-old is not the only option on Arsenal's shortlist, however, with the club also showing a strong interest in Real Madrid sensation Rodrygo at left wing, although they are also waiting on the Brazilian star to make a decision on his future with the Spanish Giants. Arsenal have already strengthened their squad with the imminent additions of Kepa Arrizabalaga from Chelsea as a backup goalkeeper and Christian Norgard from Brentford to replace the outgoing Thomas Partey, while Real Sociedad midfielder and kingpin in the midfield Martin Zubimendi is also set to join the club. And number 9 is also seen as a priority signing this summer, with the club in talks for both Benjamin Sesko and Viktor Gyokeres after being priced out of a move for dream target Alexander Isak. Well, at this point in time, I think just about everyone is priced out for Alexander Isak. Newcastle looking to get between 150 and 200 million pounds. Now, I don't really understand what all the hype is about Alexander Isak, because I've watched him play numerous times. I've even watched Newcastle matches just to scout him out myself, and all I can say is he's definitely not worth 150 million. 100 million maximum. That's how much I would pay for him. Maximum. He's not that great. And also, if you look at Alexander Isak's injury record, you'll also notice that he has glass ankles. Anyway, back to the article. Eberechi Eze's Premier League statistics for Crystal Palace and squad ranking. So here we can see he ranks number 1 for assists. He ranks number 1 for key passes per game. He ranks number 1 for shots per game, and he ranks number 1 for dribbles per game. with an average match rating of 7.09, which isn't bad at all. All right, so that's that on Eberechi Eze from Fabrizio Romano. Thank you, Fabrizio. All right, let's get over to the Metro. Let's see what's going on there. I did go through a couple of articles as usual, but yeah, I don't want to waste anyone's time and read rubbish. Arsenal told £67 million transfer target will be sold if he does not wake up, quote unquote. Real Madrid have not ruled out the possibility of selling Rodrygo to Arsenal, according to reports in Spain. The 24-year-old is on Arsenal's shortlist alongside Anthony Gordon, Eberechi Eze, Noni Madueke, with Mikel Arteta keen to recruit a versatile attacker alongside a new striker this month. I don't think we're in for Anthony Gordon. I don't think Eberechi Eze is world class. I'd say he's very good, but not world class. Noni Madueke, I enjoy his directness. In my opinion, the best wide player at Chelsea. I really don't know why Chelsea love to sell their best players to Arsenal. But on this short list here, I mean, we've seen names: Anthony Gordon, Eberechi Eze, Noni Madueke. Where's Rodrygo? He should be on that short list. He is on that short list, in fact. So is Rafael Leao. Anyway, let's continue with the article. I would definitely first take Rodrygo and then Rafael Leao before Anthony Gordon or Eze or Noni Madueke. But any one of those names would be great depth in attack and would bring a different dynamic to the team, which is always good. It's good to keep your options open. Okay. Rodrygo, meanwhile, scored 14 goals and registered 10 assists for Madrid in all competition last season, but came under fire for his inconsistent performances under Carlo Ancelotti. Yes, that's because they play him on the right-hand side. He's actually a left winger by trade, so obviously you can't expect him to perform. Sometimes I don't think people use common sense before they open their mouths. During Madrid's Club World Cup campaign this month, Xabi Alonso has stressed the Brazilian's importance to Madrid. He's still important, Alonso has said this week. He's a special player. I think he'll play an important part at the Club World Cup, says Xabi Alonso. However, Antonio Romero claims that Madrid will look to sell Rodrygo before the end of the summer transfer window if his form does not improve. It's an open secret that if Rodrygo doesn't wake up and an offer comes in, he's more out than in, Romero says. The solution lies in his quality, which is a lot, and in his ability to turn games around. Nobody wants to get rid of a Rodrygo like the one that appeared 2 or 3 seasons ago under Carlo Ancelotti. If you had the Rodrygo of last season, melancholic, and with little luck in performances and in front of goal, if an offer comes in, he's gone. And here we can see some of Rodrygo's statistics, positions played in the 2024-25 campaign. At right winger, he played 31 games, which is not his preferred position, and he still scored 8 goals and 5 assists, which is not that great by any stretch. But on the left-hand side, he was played 12 times and scored 6 goals and 6 assists. So basically averaging a goal contribution in every match from the left wing, and only a goal contribution every second or third match from the right wing. Hint, hint. It is understood that Madrid will demand £67.5 million for Rodrygo. Earlier this month, Arsenal centre-back Gabriel Magalhaes, the king, the set-piece king, endorsed his club's push to sign Rodrygo this summer. During his appearance on the podcast, Gabriel was asked if he knows whether Arsenal will sign Rodrygo this summer. The centre-back replied and said, "I don't." "No, I don't, really," Gabriel replied. "But I'd like it, obviously. Rodrygo is a phenomenon for me. He's not at Arsenal. If it depended on me, I've told people already he's a phenomenon. His name is mentioned a lot. If it was up to me, of course, I would love Rodrygo at the club." So that's what we have here from, in terms of Rodrygo from the Metro. Let's move on to the next article. Football 365. Arsenal reach agreement for fourth summer signing as £68 million Spurs target responds to the hijack offer. According to reports, Arsenal are closing in on their next summer signing after Martin Zubimendi, Kepa Arrizabalaga and Christian Norgard. The Gunners are yet to officially complete a summer signing, but reports have indicated that they are on the brink of announcing deals for Zubimendi, Arrizabalaga and Norgard. It looks like they're going to announce all our summer signings on the same day. Don't know what the significance of that is. I mean, we already signed Zubimendi, Arrizabalaga and Norgard. Why don't they just announce it? Anyway, back to the article. These signings make for a decent start to this summer's transfer window for Arsenal, but they still have plenty to do as they need to make a statement after finishing second in the Premier League for a third consecutive season and failing to win any major trophies or silverware. It is common knowledge that their top priority is to sign a striker, as they were punished for failing to land a new forward in the last two windows, with injuries to Gabriel Jesus and Kai Havertz leaving Mikel Arteta without a recognised number 9 during the 24-25 run-in. Reports have indicated that they are mulling over whether to sign RB Leipzig's Benjamin Sesko or Sporting Lisbon star boy Viktor Gyokeres, but it's been claimed that two factors are in one striker's favour. However, their fourth signing looks likely to be a centre-back, as they are chasing Valencia's star youngster Cristhian Mosquera, which is a fantastic player. 6'2", so he's quite a tall young lad. The 21-year-old has featured for Spain at this summer's Under-21 European Championships after making 41 appearances in all competitions for Valencia during the most recent campaign. With William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes, Arsenal already have two of the best centre-backs in the Premier League, which I would not dispute if I was anyone. They are, in my opinion, the two best centre-backs in the world. The only one that comes close is Virgil van Dijk, in my opinion. Yeah. Arsenal already have two of the best centre-backs in the Premier League, but they are looking to the future with Mosquera, amid reports linking Jakub Kiwior with a summer move to the Serie A. I think Jakub Kiwior will do way better in the Serie A. I remember during the PSG match in the Champions League, one of the goals PSG scored was directly his fault. I remember making a mental note of that now. The finer details seemed to be escaping me, but I remember thinking to myself, if we had Gabriel Magalhaes there, it would have been a different ball game. A report on Thursday claimed the Gunners have made Mosquera a priority target, and they are said to be edging closer to completing a deal. I think that would be a fine signing for us. Well done, Berta. Well done. You're actually proving yourself. You're actually really proving yourself. We just need a striker, please. Spanish outlet Las Provincias claims Mosquera has performed a U-turn on his future, as he's tired of waiting for Valencia and has reached an agreement with Arsenal, as his future points to the Premier League. And with a deal for a striker yet to progress, their signing after Mosquera could be a reinforcement in another position as they target Crystal Palace standout star player Eberechi Eze. Earlier this week, a report suggested the Gunners are considering hijacking the Spurs in the race to sign the England international, who has a £68 million release clause. Now, he's got a £68 million release clause, Eberechi Eze, according to these reports. And yet, Viktor Gyokeres, Sporting Lisbon, are demanding $68.1 million. So are you actually telling me that instead of signing Viktor Gyokeres, a standout striker, for £68 million, the same price as Eze, apparently, you are going to now get a left winger when we already have two? We already have Trossard in left wing and Martinelli. Both are fit and ready to play. So what I'm actually seeing here doesn't make sense. So we, Arsenal, are going to spend £68 million on the release clause for Eze, but we're not willing to pay £68 million to Sporting Lisbon for Viktor Gyokeres. Make that make sense. To me, that sounds like the dumbest thing I've ever heard in all my life. Anyway, back to the article. Now an update from reporter Fraser Fletcher for our pals at Team Talk. Says Eze is very happy with the Arsenal offer. That's good. With his response encouraging to the Gunners, though Spurs are a major threat to the deal. Arsenal have made a play for Eberechi Eze. On June 26, the Gunners presented Eze with a deal that Team Talk understands the attacking midfielder is very, very happy with. Sources indicate there would be no issue with the 26-year-old agreeing on personal terms with Arsenal. Great stuff. You know, I'm not complaining if we get Eberechi Eze. He is a fantastic player. But I mean, for £68 million, we can literally sign Viktor Gyokeres, which should be our main goal. Anyway, let's move on. Sports Witness. Player has one goal in mind. Wants to immediately sign for Arsenal instead of going on pre-season. Arsenal have identified Sporting star Viktor Gyokeres and RB Leipzig's Benjamin Sesko as the main candidates to approve the attack. On Friday, reported Viktor Gyokeres dreams of playing for Arsenal. 4 days later, the same newspaper stated he'll never forgive the Lions if they were to block his move to the Emirates. 2 days ago, the record stated the 27-year-old Viktor Gyokeres wants Sporting to agree to sell him for €60 million plus €10 million in bonuses, which nobody has offered yet. Isn't that what we were just talking about? Sporting president Rodrygo has agreed to sell the player for less than €100 million, which is his release clause. But as publicly stated, he hasn't set a price. Meanwhile, his agents insist about an agreement with Sporting to sell his client for €60 million plus €10 million in bonuses, which we know Rodrygo does not want to do. Arsenal have seen an informal offer worth €55 million plus 10 in bonuses knocked back by the Portuguese giants. You know, why don't Arsenal ever just give a club what they want? It's been stated they're looking for £68 million. Why don't we just give it to them? Instead, we're chasing Eberechi Eze for the same price. His release clause, £68 million. Make that make sense. Today's edition of Correia da Manhã from Portugal states the frontman, who is currently away on vacation, has one goal in mind, and that's to join the North London club. CM relays that then states Varandas won't sell him for less than €80 million, Gyokeres, via his agent, is putting pressure on his club, and that could favour Arsenal, likely to bring the price down. The Lisbon club will start pre-season next week, and the newspaper states Sporting will be present next week, but Gyokeres is hoping that negotiations will come to a successful conclusion so that he can immediately head to London and sign for the Gunners. That's what we want. So that's some more positive news on Viktor Gyokeres. Okay, now for our final bit of news for now. And this is from the same news outlet, Sports Witness. They seem to produce quite nice articles. That's why I've chosen two of them for today's Arsenal News24 episode. On May the 7th, Gyokeres stated Arsenal preparing an offer to sign Valencia's Cristhian Mosquera this summer. They also reported the centre-back doesn't want to leave as a free agent in 2026 and wants to make sure that his side earn a fee from his sale. Fast forward to the end of June, and on Thursday, the Athletic's David Ornstein, the champion, reported the Gunners are working on signing the 21-year-old. Plaza Deportiva and Las Provincias relay English claims and then provide their own take. The Premier League club are chasing after the defender, who is valued at around 20 million euros, which is a bargain price. 2 weeks ago, Los Chess summoned his agent, Sergio Barilla, to discuss a renewal. After the meeting, the representative said his client is happy and wants to stay at Mestalla. We have come to talk to the club, his agent says, and in a few days we will talk again. We are going to wait these days and we will analyze the situation on both sides. The boy is very happy at Valencia. He has always transmitted it, he said. The La Liga club haven't made a renewal offer to the player. In the meantime, Mikel Arteta's side have started talks to sign him. Great stuff. Let's get this deal done. I can feel it in my bones. This is going to be a great signing for us. Over at Las Provincias, they stated the defender is tired of waiting for Valencia's formal renewal offer. He's unhappy with their lack of speed. Agreement with Arsenal, reports claim. Las Provincias adds his future points to the Premier League. If Barilla's recent comments are taken into account, Mosquera has now made a U-turn and indeed will be leaving Valencia. Destination looks like it's going to be the Emirates. Friday's edition of AS reports Arsenal preparing an offer for the Spaniard. They've already contacted his entourage, and some sources indicate he has an agreement in place with the Gunners. Fantastic. So they're looking for about 20 million euros. And yeah, from what we can tell, he's 6'2". He made 41 appearances in all competitions for Valencia last season. He also played in the Spanish team at under 21 level. So for 20 million pounds or 20 million euros, seems like good business. Nordgaard, 10 million pounds, good business. Arrizabalaga, 5 million pounds, good business. So we can give, so far we can rate Andre Alberta, the top G, at least a 7 out of 10 for now. If we do not sign a striker and a wide player, that would drop to a 4 out of 10. But at the moment, we look set to sign another wide player and also another striker. Then I would believe we did very well in this transfer window, but you guys can let me know in the comments. That's all the news we have at the moment. I hope you Gunners have a fantastic day further. God bless, and God bless Arsenal. We'll be back tomorrow with some new breaking news. Let's keep our fingers crossed that we can get a striker over the line. Cheers.